don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your long, I made her when I showed out my whip. Hey, spent my 10 on my fit. Ex slick, then hit with the back then, used to out the zip. Blow out his back, then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things, pull out the VIP. Suck, turn up, baby.
We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying, fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with the Kansas City Chiefs. Elliott now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
On first and 10, here's Mahomes. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. McCoy got off to a good start in week 1, Charles. 10 carries, 81 yards. He had a really nice 31-yard carry. Showed a lot of burst.
A lot of people thought he'd be more of a pass catcher in Kansas City, and that will still develop because he does that very well. But as you mentioned, he's still got a burst, doesn't he? He can still run the football. 10 carries, 81 yards. He might go into a timeshare with Damian Williams running the football, and that'll just make the Chiefs that much tougher. But he still has it. The guy they call Shady, he's excited about this challenge in Kansas City and thinks that he can help them get to the Super Bowl.
And they'll keep it on the ground with McCoy. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
On
second down, it's McCoy. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. To throw, it's Mahomes. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. Does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sack back at the 29. Timmy Jernigan with a sack.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
On the ground, this is Williams. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Mahomes going to go on 4th down. And it's complete to Kelsey. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. They'll try and run it with McCoy. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. We're scoreless after 1. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Attack! Watch the twist! Out!
They'll try again with McCoy. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Chiefs take it right down and score on the opening drive. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go!
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Shotgun now for Wentz. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The sack comes from Anthony Hitchens.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
56. Bravo. 56. No. I got you. Check.
Wentz going to throw. And he's going to go down again.
Well, it's apparent that these guys are getting after it right from the opening kickoff. They roll right downfield and score on their first possession. And here on defense, back-to-back sacks. Someone is ready to play.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Here's Hill on the return. punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Mahomes now on 1st down. And this is incomplete. Damian Williams, the man he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, Charles, as we peek back to week 1, what would you say were the positives for some teams or individuals that you took away?
Well, it started on opening night, Green Bay, and their defense. Not necessarily Aaron Rodgers and what they did going into Chicago and winning. Kansas City, they picked right up where they left off with Patrick Mahomes. Explosive on offense. How about Baltimore and Lamar Jackson? He's not just a single-wing tailback, folks. He's a quarterback. And Tennessee, going into Cleveland, Marcus Mariota, Derrick Henry, put up 43 points on the Browns.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. He'll buy some time right. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught by Watkins for a Chief touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 50 yards. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. That's a tough combination to defend. You know, Patrick Mahomes has the elusiveness and the speed. So even though you force him from the pocket, he's still dangerous.
Bad idea, in my opinion, to force him from the pocket. Do everything possible to hem him in and make him make the throws from right there in the center of it. And look, we know he's got the big arm. You just noted that. But when he gets outside, it puts so much stress on your defense trying to locate where receivers are, make sure you're covering them, and he can throw the ball the length of the field. So you just tell a receiver, just keep going. He'll find him, and he did there.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Kill.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. On first, they go right back to Howard. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On the give, running right is Howard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Now Wentz. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Yellow.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Jackson's got it over the middle. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Zach Ertz in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are back within a single score. Until that late score here in the second quarter, they only had the field goal. So that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half. But when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as a head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
On 2nd and 12, Wentz. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
This 5-7. Very great.
Working from the gun, Wentz. Aguilar has it. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
46 down, man, 5-4. 54 is Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, check, watch 54, watch 54. Tyson. Kill.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And he finds Howard complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 48-yard line.
Check 9. Check 50. Great 15. Patchy. Watch twins. Here we go.
And that'll set them back 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Get your game up. Shit, man, 5-7. Check 13. Watch twist.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run from the pistol with Howard. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
Right there. Here we go. 280. Come to my world. Sunday. Come to my world. Switch it.
Now Howard, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. 57. 57. Here we go. Tight dog. Tight dog. Tight dog.
They run with Howard. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. That one definitely helps as they try to push the ball down the field here, trailing early in the third quarter.
And even though they're trailing, not abandoning the running game. People may call it an adjustment. I think it's just much more sticking to what works for you and continuing to have faith in it. And the running game is starting to pay off.
Here we go, here we go. Lady!
Stop your whining.
Sunday, Sunday!
Hey,
Rip! What's your son? What's your son?
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
74, 74. Hey, wahoo!
Now Wentz. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Third down and 15.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Out of the gun, this is Howard. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The defense may be content to give him 9 there as it brings up 4th and goal. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. To throw, it's Wentz. His pass caught at the 4. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead.
Next to score, Eagles 17, Chiefs 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Mahomes now on first down. Buying time to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. Instead, it's incomplete. Boy, that really could have turned this one upside down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing now is Mahomes. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Throw right side, complete to Williams. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Okay, it was 4th down, but you still had time here in the 4th quarter. Instead, they make the decision to go for it on their own side of the field, and this ball winds up getting intercepted.
Good. 280.
Mike 54. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
On first down, they run with Howard. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
36, 32.
Hey,
watch out. Check Mike 50.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Mike 5-4.
To throw is Wentz. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can...
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Brandon Graham picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle.
And the pressure gets to him again. Fletcher Cox able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety. Now, the 2 points, that's not totally critical at this point. Still a 1-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to do anything with it? So they've got to send their defense out there and say, guys, we got to have it right now. Save some time for us.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They go with Howard to begin the drive. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
Here we go.
They go with Howard again. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They go counter with Howard. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. It's over the middle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Here we go. Waiting.
56. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
They'll run on first down. It's Howard. Howard has the first down and then some. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. 22 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Well, they got the touchdown, but a little risky, even though where they were to run the football in that situation on the final play.
If they give it up somehow, if a turnover is created and they take it back the other way, instead of a comfortable victory that they've got now, they've got a lot of explaining to do about why they tried to run the ball in that situation instead of just taking a knee and icing it.
But thankfully for them, they won't have to do any explaining. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.